Morning, Alice. Can you hear me?
Hi, good morning. Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. Anne?
Yeah.
All right. Anthony, tulikuwa tumeongea. All right. So we're going to begin. And just as an introductory note, music theory is a easy subject, very easy subject. And the fact that it's easy doesn't mean it's not worth it. It's very fulfilling to learn and to practice. So today we're going to do lesson 1. It's going to be very easy. And we are planning on how we have a system where students usually do online exercises or tests, but it's usually not for people who are not in the portal, in the school portal, the Chess and Music School portal. And so we are trying to make it accessible to people outside so that you guys can use it to do your exercises and see how far you have gone with the lesson, how you have understood. Test yourself, see your score, do it again over and over until you're comfortable with the topics that we have learned. So we're going to go immediately to the first lesson, and I'm recording these lessons. I'm recording these lessons so that I can post them as unlisted on YouTube, and then I'll send the link so that you can always go back and see what we learned, maybe something that wasn't clear. But in any case you have a question as we are going on, you can just unmute and say excuse, and I'll let you ask your question. Anything that's not clear, do not hesitate to ask. And again, the Wi-Fi in my house has gone off, so I'm tethering from my phone. Let me know if the internet goes away so that I can know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I'll be presenting. I'd like one of you to kindly confirm if you can see presentation on the screen.
Yeah, it's yeah.
All right. So let me move them. I will move the presentation on the other screen so that you can have Chrome here and the presentation on another screen. So can you still see it? See the presentation? Anthony?
Yep.
Alright, so there we go. So these are the topics that you're going to learn. We have rhythm, we have pitch, and then we have scales, key signatures, intervals, and then we have tonic triads and terms and signs. So every lesson you're going to learn a few terms and signs because it's usually not very easy to learn them all at once. But for today we're going to just learn two terms, and those two terms are very common in music. Piano and crescendo. Piano is an Italian term meaning quiet or soft. So in dynamics, it's among the dynamics of music we have loud, we have soft or quiet, and piano means quiet, and crescendo means getting from quiet to loud gradually. Crescendo, getting from quiet to loud gradually. And just because we have mentioned loud, the Italian word for loud is forte. Forte, F-O-R-T-E. I will write them for you. So those are just tips for as we begin the lesson, and we will get to learn more. So these are the lessons you're going to learn today. We have rhythm, time values. In rhythm we have time values, bars and meter, time signature, and we're going to clap some rhythm. We may not understand what these words mean now, but as we go on, they're going to be very clear. So, I hope there is no one trying to get in. All right. So we have these note values. Notes in music are those turungus zenye huwa mnaona mnasema hizi vitu watu wanasoma aje. That is the notes, what we call notes. Those notes have their value and they have their meanings. Now we have 4 of them here. We have these, I hope you can see my cursor. We have this note here that is a head without a stem. It's called a semibreve. Just get the name semibreve. You're going to have some quiz, and I hope you can follow along with the books that you have. Semibreve is also called a whole note. It has 4 counts. So when we talk about counts, we're talking about the length of a sound. For example, if you're playing an instrument or you're singing and you have a semibreve, then wherever that semibreve is, you're going to learn more about it, but this semibreve is going to be placed somewhere to tell you a certain pitch. For example, do. So if it's a semibreve, you're going to sing it like do, as long as 4 counts, whichever your speed of counting. So a semibreve is 4 counts. It's worth 4 counts. And then a minim looks somehow like a semibreve because it's not shaded. It's a hollow oval, and it has a stem. A minim has 2 counts. So do, it's shorter than the semibreve. And we also have a crotchet which looks like a minim, but it's shaded. The head is shaded, and it's only 1 count. So that will be like do. And then we have a quiver, which is a half count. A quiver has a head, a stem, and a tail. We can call this thing either a tail or a flag. And when we have 2 quivers in a pair, like together, we usually join them with a beam, this thing on top here. Otherwise there would have been 2 separate quivers with their tails hanging, but we beam them together to make it easier to read. So a semibreve can also be called a whole note, as you can see. A whole note, it has 4 counts. A minim can also be called a half note. It has 2 counts. A crotchet is also called a quarter note. You notice a whole, a half, a quarter. You're just dividing. And then
Excuse me.
yes, please.
Kama ni my end, unapotea ama ni yako?
Okay, somebody confirm if you can hear me well.
It's clear on my side.
Okay, Anthony, you need to move to a higher ground. Panda mti. Somebody else confirm?
It's okay. I've shifted.
Okay, so
Thank you.
okay, so that's it. We go to the division. Now this is the semibreve we were talking about at the top. A whole note can be divided into two halves, and those two halves are two minims. So two minims make one semibreve. Like the length of two minims added together is equal to the length of one semibreve. And then each of those minims can again be split into halves. And a minim, when split into two, makes two crotchets or quarter knots. A half knot, when split into two, makes two quarter knots. And the other minim the same. So let me see who is let me see. So Alice, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
So how many crotchets make one semibreve? As in, how many crotchets when put together will be the same length as one semibreve?
2.
Crotchets.
What is a crotchet?
Okay, so a crotchet is this one, a quarter knot.
Which one?
Quarter knot. Let me go
Okay.
back to the previous slide. Kindly note, the crotchet is the one that is shaded,
Okay.
and it's a quarter knot. It has one count.
Okay.
Minim is the one that's not shaded, and it has two counts. And then
Okay.
a quiver is the one that has a tail, and it's shaded, and it's a half of a count.
Okay.
So,
So what's the question?
according to this table, how many crotchets make one semibreve?
4.
4. Perfect. How many minims make one semibreve? Remember what a minim is?
8.
Minim.
Minim.
Yes.
Oh, 2.
2. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Let me see someone else. Without asking questions, we may be following but not getting. Gladys. Gladys, kindly unmute. Can you hear me? Okay, Gladys cannot hear me. So Anne. Unmute. I would like to hear your voice. Can you hear me? Anne Mokundi. Okay. Anne Mokundi is still muted. I think anaenda kusavia mgeni chai. Solomon.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions just to make sure we're on the same page. You have got the names of these knots and their value?
Yeah.
Okay, so kindly tell me how many crotchets add up to one minim? Can I go back to the last slide so that you can differentiate crochet from minims?
Yeah.
Okay, so a crochet is this shaded one and it's one count. A minim is this one that is not shaded and it has a stem, 2 counts. So these are semi-breve, minims, crochets, and quavers at the bottom. So how many crochets are making one minim? Are you still there, Solomon?
Yeah.
How many crochets here, these crochets, are making one minim?
2.
2. Perfect. And how many quavers will make one minim?
4.
Perfect. 4. And how many quavers will make one semibreve?
8.
Yes. Perfect. Very simple maths. I hope it's now clear. I hope it's clear to everyone. Anthony, kindly confirm if you are with us and if you are getting.
I'm here.
Okay, so let me ask you some quick questions. Tell me how many crochets make one semibreve?
Crochet is done with the tail. Okay, 4.
4. Yeah, with a stem without a tail. Okay, and then how
Okay,
many
okay.
quavers make one minim?
4.
How many quavers make one crochet?
2.
2. Perfect. It's very easy math, and I hope it's making sense. So, Anne, are you back? Yeah, ulikuwa umeenda kusavia mgeni chai nikikuuliza swali. So, umeshika the values, these values that we have talked about.
Yeah, nimeshika.
So
Nimeshika.
So the quicker your answers come, the better you have learned. So how many quavers make one crochet?
2.
How many crochets make one semibreve?
4.
How many quavers make one minim?
4.
4. Perfect. I think we have it. So we'll go to the next slide. Now those quavers that were here below, you see each one of them had their flags hanging, but now when they are paired together, this is how they look like. So the 2 quavers are beamed together to a value of 1 crochet. If they are pairs, if they come in pairs, they are beamed together like this. We will talk more about beaming later. So let's talk about bars and rhythm. What are bars and what is rhythm? So rhythm is the arrangement, and kindly listen carefully because I'm going to ask some of you to help me define these terms. It's very simple. Rhythm, we say mtu akidance na unaona haendi na beats za drum, unamwambia na dance out of rhythm. So what is rhythm? Rhythm is the arrangement of notes of different time values over a pulse. So different time values, remember what time values are. Time values are what we were looking at here. So when they are combined together in different ways, in different time values arranged together over a pulse. What is a pulse? We all know when we go to the doctor's appointment or maybe to the hospital, we get to the triage where they put something in our arm to check our pulse. Pulse is the regular beat, the regular pattern beat of music. And so when you have different time values over a regular beat, the boom, 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 the pulse, and then we have different time values, some values are long, some are short, that is what we call rhythm. And then we have meter. Meter is the organization of pulse. No, let's go to pulse first. On the right side, the pulse is organized into bars containing certain number of counts or beats. So we can say the bar is the distance between 2 bar lines. The bar lines are these lines that separate. I hope you can see the knots here, and you can see lines between, and at 2 lines at the end. The 2 lines at the end is called double bar line, and these single lines are called bar lines. And the space between the bar lines is what we call a bar. Now the pulse is organized into bars containing a number of beats in each bar. So let me ask somebody to help me do the counting here. So Gladys, are you back?
Yes.
Kindly help me in doing this work here. So we have these three bars here. We have the first bar, the second bar, and the third bar. Help me count the number of beats in the first bar and tell me how many beats there are. Remember, how many beats did a minim have? You remember we did the time values?
Yes, 2 counts.
And a crochet?
And the crochet has 1.
So,
A quarter.
thank you. So a quarter note has 1. Correct. So how many, what is the total count of the first bar before this bar line?
4.
4. What about the second bar?
The second is 4.
4. What about the last bar?
2.
Correct. So that is what we call meter. Meter is the organization of pulse. Thank you so much, Gladys. Organization of pulse into regular patterns of a certain number of counts in each bar. So what you just did was to count the meter. The meter is 4 beats in each bar. I hope we're going together. And then the bar lines is the what divide now to tell now this is 4, now that is the end. And then this is 4, that's the end of that bar. The bar lines divide the bars. They show where bars begin and where they end. I hope that is very clear. And just to ensure that it's clear, let me see. Alice, kindly tell me if you got that or you have a question.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, sawa. In case you have any question as I go on, just say excuse and then ask your question. So to help us with the bars,
Mwalimu,
yes please.
I got lost pale kwa pulse.
Kwa pulse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pulse ni beats. Unakumbuka tukisangia kuhusu heartbeat?
Yeah.
Pulse, it's a very long thing. Like even now you are in a pulse, your heart is pulsing all along. Like there's a beat. If you start music, the music will have a pulse throughout the score. Like a beat. Ndio unaenda regular, how slow down na kuharakisha, it's just a regular pulse. Now that pulse should be consistent. Inafaa ikuwe kama heartbeat. And then now meter divides the pulse into regular patterns of 4 beats in each bar, 3 beats in each bar. The pulse is moving, the pulse is constant, but now the meter divides the pulse into 3s or 2s or 4s to make bars.
Yes. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, it's because I was taking a few notes, so
Okay.
I'm trying to go inside. Now I'm okay.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to time signature. Now the time signature is a symbol at the beginning of music, like you can see here 4/4. It's a symbol at the beginning of music that tells us what the pulse of the meter of the music is. It tells us what the meter of the music is. I think that one is someone trying to join. Okay. So the time signature tells us how many beats there are in a bar. Let me give this person hope before they give up. Rosemary Mungai, kindly unmute and say hi.
Hi.
Okay, you came very early, but I'd like to update you on what is going on. We have already started, and you may float on the way because you missed the first section. Don't mind, I'm recording this lesson, and I'll send a link of the lesson so that you can follow from beginning. Is that alright?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm late.
Okay, so just follow along and we're going to go together. Okay, so the time signature is the number, like this 4/4 you can see at the middle of the screen here. So this 4/4 tells us how many beats there are in each bar. It tells us the meter, in short, the meter. So a time signature tells us how many beats there are in a bar. I said that. A time signature is always written at the beginning of a piece of music as shown below. So this is it. It's written at the beginning of music. So in grade 1, and we are in grade 1, we will learn 3 time signatures. One for 4 beats in a bar, another for 3 beats in a bar, and another for 2 beats in a bar. So how do we read the time signature? The time signature is written with a top number and a bottom number. For example, this 2-4 here is a time signature. It means, I'll tell you the meaning, and then we have 3-4 here, and we have 4-4 here. So we have the top number, and we have the bottom number in every time signature. Now the top number of the time signature tells us the number of beats in every bar. So like, the example we were looking at, and I asked someone to tell me the number of beats in every bar, and they counted 4. This top number 4 tells us just that there are 4 beats in a bar. 4 beats in a bar. The top number. So if the top number is 3, Anne Mokundi, kindly tell me, if the top number is 3, what is the number of beats in a bar, in each bar? Solomon Winaina, Anna Merudi Kusavu again. Solomon, if the top number is 3, what does that mean? What is the total number of beats in each bar? Solomon ameenda kuosha uso. Oh, ako, lakini sikupati. Kindly speak again. Okay, Alice. If the top number is 3, that means there are many beats in a bar?
3.
If the top number is 2?
2.
Simple as that. No coded language. Thank you so much. So the bottom number tells the time value of each beat. So the bottom number 4 reminds us of quarter note. 1/4, a quarter. So when you see 3-4, it means 3 quarter notes. 4-4, 4 quarter notes, the way we were just counting. So in grade 1, always the bottom number will be 4. So you are always counting the crochet as a beat. The crochet is our beat. Anyone with a question here before we move on? Top number of beats. The bottom number means crochets. 4 means crochets. So 4-4 is 4 crochets in a bar. 3-4 is 3 crochets in a bar. 2-4, 2 crochets in a bar. Okay, so you will find this sign in music a lot. This sign is another way of writing 4-4. It means common time. So anytime you see this, remember it's 4-4. It means 4 crochets in a bar, common time. Okay. So we're going to try and clap some rhythm just to make sure we understand what we have learned. So if you have any question, yes, please.
Just a quick one, yeah? So, there is the C, the common time, 4-4, yeah? Do we have a sign for the 3-4-2-4, or it's just for the 4-4 that is there?
Just for the 4-4. Just for the 4-4. It's just for the 4-4. Yeah.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
And somebody just joined, but I can't see them. They disappeared.
Yeah, they have left.
Okay. Okay, so here we go with the clapping. So look at this rhythm. The first rhythm is 4-4, which means 4 beats in each bar. 3-4, 3 beats in each bar. 2-4, 2 beats in each bar. So I'm going to start with I want to converse with someone. So Gladys, kindly unmute. Kibiro John, how are you?
Yes.
Just a moment, Gladys.
One.
Oh, okay. So it's not Kibiro John. I wanted to ask you where you've come from because I've never seen Kibiro John in the list. So.
I'm sorry, my name is Mary Nyariara.
Oh, Nyariara, welcome. Your network, Pole. So you may float as you follow along because you missed the first part, but don't worry. I'm recording this class and I'll send a link to the group so you can follow.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So Gladys, kindly unmute and let's converse. So Gladys, I want us to do some clapping, and I'm going to demonstrate with the first 2 bars of these first, and then you will clap for me the rest. Okay, I can help you with the whole of the first, and then you'll clap the second one. So you remember we said a crochet is 1 count.
Yes.
Can you notice a bar in the first piece here that has only crochets? Only crochets. Which bar? Bar number?
Sorry?
Which bar has got only crochets? Is it bar 1, 2, 3 or bar 4?
Has what?
Only crochets. It has only crochets and nothing else.
Only crochets. Oh, the last one. The last one.
No, the last one has got a crochet. Oh, I'm talking about the first system. The first one here, the 4-4. Yeah, the first one. So I'm talking about which bar. We have the first bar here.
Oh, the first bar.
First bar. Only meanings
4 beats.
Yeah, the second bar. Okay, so in this 4-4, the first one, here, we have 4 crochets, and so we have the pulse that goes like this. So this is a pulse. So the pulse should be tapped by your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're tapping with your feet the pulse, but with your hand you're clapping like crochet, 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 minim, minim. So a minim lasts longer. When you clap a minim, you hold it for 2 counts. When you clap a crochet, you hold only for 1 count. So are you able to attempt to clap the first 2 bars?
Right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect. That is correct. That was correct. You held the minimum for the correct value. And then now we have quavers. Quavers, when you count 1, you clap twice, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are quavers. So if I clap bar 3 and 4, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you try copy that?
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, they should not be very quick. They should just distribute to make a beat like 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are only quavers. Like you are saying 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when you clap 2 quavers, it will not be. No, it is 1, 1. So the meaning will be 1, 2 crochet, 1, and then quavers. Just well distributed.
Sawa.
Mepata. So let us listen to these rhythms. Okay, thank you so much, Gladys. We are going to listen to these rhythms. Follow closely. I'm going to count the number as I'm counting the pulse as the computer will be sounding the rhythm. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Did you follow, Anthony?
Yeah, yes, I did, Mulim. I did. I followed.
Okay, Alice.
I got lost.
Sorry. Okay, Gladys.
Yes.
Did you follow or did you get lost?
Yes. No, I never got lost. I'm okay.
Okay, Kibiro, were you able to follow? Rosemary?
Me, Alice, same what's up.
Solomon?
Kindly repeat.
Sorry?
Repeat kind.
Okay, let me repeat it, and then you're going to follow in the video. I'm also going to send this presentation. I'll give you a link to the presentation so that you can follow along and take your time as you follow, and it's going to make sense. So this is it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, was that easier now as I was pointing along?
Better.
Better. Okay, so we're going to do more practice with this when you are going to learn sight reading. It's only that I want you to realize that we have long and short, long and short, long and short. I'm also going to go along with these rhythms. The computer will clap the rhythm as I point the beat. Again, follow along. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, this will make more sense, but you can see what we mean by rhythm. And you can see how a crochet is divided into 2 quavers in real time, and a minim takes longer, and so on. I hope that basic idea of rhythm has sunk. Kindly, Alice, now you can understand what rhythm means.
Yes.
Gladys?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yes.
Okay, if we have 3 yeses, then the rest is yes. Unless it's no, it's a no. Kindly unmute and say no. Now, the last part of today's lesson is pitch. And when you look at your books, do you see some questions? Do you see some quizzes concerning what we are talking about?
Yes.
Kindly take note of them, because you're going to answer them, but I'm also going to give you a link to an online quiz that you're going to all attempt, and when you finish, I'm going to get an email of your score, and I'm going to know where you have your strength and your weaknesses, and you're also going to get a message with your score, what you got, and you can go back and see what you got right or wrong and repeat. So pitch is highness or lowness of sound. Like la is higher than la. That is pitch in simple language. So notes in the treble clef, and notes in the bass clef, notes in both clefs, notes with stems and quavers on the stars. These are what we're going to go through as we go through pitch. It's going to be very easy. So this is what we call the staff or the stave. The staff has got 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 5 lines are used to write music. So the staff notes can be written on the line and on the spaces of the staff. You can either have a note on the line, or on the space. The higher the note is placed on the staff, the higher its pitch. So if a note is high, that means the pitch is high. It's just like a graph. If it's placed down here, it means it's low. The pitch is low. So a special symbol called a clef is placed at the beginning of each staff. So we're going to look at clefs, and the pitch of each line and space is determined by the clef. So when we have the clef, and the clef looks like this, someone is trying to join. Okay. Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Okay, welcome. You came in so early. We have done quite a few things, and you might float as we move on, but I'm recording this lesson and I'm going to send you a link so you can start from beginning. So kindly just follow along.
All right. Thank you.
So we have the notes on the treble clef and G clef, or treble clef is also called a G clef. You have seen these in many t-shirts, and the bass clef is less common, but it looks like this. So these the clefs, and these clefs determine which notes, how you call the lines and the spaces of the staff. So this is a bass clef, this is treble clef, and the treble clef looks like a decorated G if you look at it, and this clef circles the line that shows pitch G. I'm going to show you what we mean by that. And then we have the bass clef, the G clef, the bass or F clef, sorry, this is a typo, it should be bass or F clef, looks more or less like an F. The clef shows a line that is used to show pitch F using two dots on either side of the line. So this is how it looks like. This is the treble clef, and you can see this circle here as you begin drawing the treble clef. It is circling a line that is called G. On the right side you can see the arrow that points to line G. So whenever you have a treble clef, just know that the second line should be called the G. It's the G line. And then the F clef or the bass clef shows you the F line, the fourth line. Kindly note that we count our lines in the staff of the staff from bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the F clef shows you line 1, 2, 3, 4. That line 4 is an F. So that is all about what the clef does. It shows you a specific line. And now that this is line G, that tells you how to name all the other lines and all the other spaces. For example, the treble clef. Now that we know this line is G, the second line is G, that means the space below it is F, and the line before that is E, and the space before that is D, and the line before that is C. And it also tells us that if this line is G, then the space above is A, and the line above it is B, followed by C, D, E, F, and G. And here is a moment I want to see whether we are on the same page. So Anthony, does that make sense?
It makes sense, but there's a question I wanted to ask. Eh?
Yes, please.
Can we go back to the clefs?
Yes, we are there.
No, the previous one, not this one, the previous one.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. On this one, we have. Let me take a case of the F clef, whereby the two dots, the line 4 is between the two dots. Is there a point that the two dots can, that line can be between the two dots? It's permanently there?
No, it's permanently there. It's permanently there. It will all. It's just telling you this is F clef and this is F.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and the same thing applies to the G clef.
Same with G clef. It will always be that way.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So now that you are speaking, let me ask you questions. Is there a way you can find, in order to remember these lines, these names of the spaces and lines? For example, look at the spaces of the staff and ignore the C and the D here, and ignore the G at the end. Just what is on the staff. Look at the spaces.
Yes.
What letters are they?
I have F, A, C, and E. Face.
Oh, you already got it. You have a word that will help you remember the spaces. Face. If you
Yeah.
just say face, you have all the spaces of the G clef. F, that is F, A, C, and E. Okay, let me see if I have a genius in the room. Anyone who can, let me just, because we are going to take a lot of time. Alice.
Yes?
Look at the lines of the G clef and tell me if there is any mnemonic. You know mnemonic, what mnemonics are?
No.
Mnemonics are like, what are the colors of the rainbow? Do you know the colors of the rainbow?
I think I do.
Yes. What are they?
Honestly can't. I'm blank. I don't know.
It starts with red.
I know, but I don't know. Red. Then.
Orange. Is there a song that you are taught to remember the colors of the rainbow?
I forgot all of them.
I can remind her.
Okay,
Richard of
Yes.
Richard of York gained battle in vain.
Okay, so that is what we call mnemonics. You are given a sentence that helps you remember some abbreviation or something.
Okay.
So can you come up with a mnemonic for the lines of the G clef? I'm giving you that as an assignment.
Okay.
Just the E, G, B, D, and F. But as a tip, here we have every good boy deserves fun. That is one that is very common. E, G, B, D, F. That is every good boy deserves fun for the lines of the staff. It helps you when you see a note on the third line, you're like, oh, every good boy, that's B. If it's on the third space, first, F, S, C, that's C. Makes sense? Okay, so here are notes on the bass clef.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. These are the notes on the bass clef, and the bass clef shows us the F, line 4. That means the space before is E, the line before is D, the space before is C, B, A, G, and so on. And from F we can go higher to G on the space, A on the line. Notice that we are not skipping any line or space. We are giving a letter to every line and every space. Now, here we also have spaces and lines, and the spaces are A, C, E, G. And just to help you quickly, you can have mnemonics also for these, and G, B, D, F, and A are the lines. So here, because of time, are the mnemonics that are commonly used. For the spaces of the bass clef, we use all cows eat grass. And we also have grizzly bears don't fear anything for the lines. Grizzly bears don't fear anything. I'll send you these so that you can go through the notes. So yes, please.
Just an observation, eh? With the bass clef, we start from the right going to the left.
Right.
Because I can see all cows it starts from right going to the left.
Oh, it's only that we count line and spaces from bottom.
Oh yeah, I get.
Yeah, we count lines and spaces from
so when you
bottom
count
going up. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you count from the thank you.
Yeah, we could also write F here at the beginning and go upward. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the end will be here. So it doesn't matter the order. This is a descending, and this one will be ascending. But you're just naming the lines, and we could also do all of them in the straight line, but space will not allow us.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the parts of a note.
Thank you.
All right. These are the parts of a note, and we said earlier, this the head, stem, and the flag. Flag, only quavers we have seen have flags for now. So, apart from the semi-breve, all the other notes have stems or flags. And look at these notes here. Gladys, kindly unmute. What do you notice about these notes? Do they all look the same?
Yes.
What about the stem direction?
Some facing upward, some
Yes.
downward.
Thank you for taking note of that. So we have notes that are below the middle line. Kindly tell me what you notice about the notes that are below the middle line. Their stems are all facing up.
Yes.
Yeah, the stems are facing up.
Okay, and then we have the notes above the middle line. The stems are facing down and from the left, not from the right side. Please take note of that. Not from the right side, but from the left. And then we have notes.
It's like they're mirrored.
Yes, they are like, yes. Yeah, they are mirrored. So, and then we have the notes on the third line. These ones can either face up or down, but mostly you'll find them facing down. Remember, stems that face up face from the right, stems that face down face from the left, and the notes on the middle line can either face up or down. And then we have quavers. Quavers are written like you can see at the beginning here with tails or flags, and they can be written separately like this, but they're usually beamed together. And when they're beamed together, we have a problem that comes in. Which direction should the stem face if one is above the middle line and one is below the middle line? So the rule of thumb is the note that is the farthest from the middle line usually wins. The stem direction will go according to the note that is farthest from the middle line. Like in this case, both will face down and it's okay. But the second one, the third one here, we have the note that is here on the last space, and this one is on the second line. So this one, the first one wins because it's far from the middle line, and so both stems face down. Same with this one. This one should face down. The first note stem should face down, but because they are beamed, the second one takes the lead. So it's the one that wins, and therefore the stems face up. Solomon, tell me if that makes sense. Solomon?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so that's it for today, and I hope you got most of the lesson. And we learned part 1 of rhythm and part 1 of pitch, and now you are ready to face the quiz. So here are the quiz. We can look at them. This is the book that you have. This is the book that I sent to you, and these are what we have been learning. You can just go through and you'll answer these exercises like semi-brief. How does it look like? Draw one here, and they've given you the counts. And then this looks like a minim. You write a minim here, the number of counts. You just fill the table, and then you have exercise 2. Just do this today so that you can not forget what we have learned. Correct number, answer for each of these questions. Which of these notes has the shortest duration? You already have done that. And then this is the tree that we drew earlier, and then you have some maths here, simple maths, like crochet represents 1, minim represents 2. Take caution that we have some minus here. And then we have the bar and meter. We did all these. We have some exercise here of putting in and the numbers, like where you have the numbers bit 1, bit 2, and so on. And then you have a challenge there. All these things we have tackled them. I'll send you a link to this video. Go through it again and make sure you have all the things understood before you attempt these exercises. And then I'll send you a link of the online quiz. And then this is where we are going to begin. No, this is the pitch we have done. Pitch, we have done this. You can answer all this as part of your exercise to understand what you have learned. And if you have any question, post the question in the group, and I'll take time to answer. And then we are going to begin on the part 2 of rhythm next week. Any question before we end today's lesson? Someone just joined. Oh my goodness. Carol, how are you?
Well.
Thank you. You joined in the earliest. And we're just done.
Yes.
But I have recorded this lesson and I'll send a link at the group. Kindly watch the lesson and then follow the instructions.
It's okay.
Better
Alright, thank you.
Better late than never. Okay.
Very true.
So, thank you so much, everyone. Anyone with a question, kindly mute. Carol, you can mute. Any question? Yes, Alice.
Once we do we answer the questions.
Yes.
In the paper, we do the exercises.
Yes, answer them, and then when you finish, you can send me photos of your answers. Then I'll tell you what you have got. But from next time, I'll be, and I'm going to send also. I believe the IT team will finish by today to create the online quiz, so that you'll not have the work of coming with the books on Sunday for marking or taking photos to send. But in any case, you need the help after you answer your questions, or you think you need the answers. I'll just send. By the way, I'll send the answers. I'll send the answers so that you can mark for yourself. Fill in, and then what I'll require you to do is the online quiz that I'm going to send you a link. I want you to finish, because when you finish, I'm going to know, because I'm going to get an email of your score and what is your strong areas and weak areas, and then I'll make decision on what you're going to revise during the next lesson. I hope I'm clear on that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining for this lesson. I wish you a good day. See you again on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Kindly join in early so that you don't miss a lot. Thank you and have a good day. You can leave at any time now.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
So much.